Real Talk Sports. Woo! It is Real Talk Sports pod 9, baby. We are in the building, and the football season is underway. I love it. Before I get into any of that, any sports, let me introduce the sportscasters. To my right, by way of Berkmar and Georgia Southern. Ladies and gentlemen, Vicente Fernandez. Football's back! Ah, yes! We got it up out of him.
I love it.
Last week he was a little drab. So this week he done kicked it up. And next up, I can always depend on him to be Jets. Jets. And he was right for 1 week. Luis Fernandez.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Good morning and welcome to Ford Field. We in here, baby, and as you can tell, it's a great day. We are in week 2 of the NFL season. We're going to jump right in because right now, these next few weeks through the sports show, we're going to give y'all a few other sports, but for the most part, it's going to be dominated by the NFL.
Oh, yeah, man. Jumping out of the gate, man, let's talk about our Jets. Because
Jumping out, you want to get right in there?
I gotta get this off my chest.
What happened last week?
What happened last week was we had a whole bunch of sport analysts and NFL quote-unquote experts preaching to us that the Bills football team had become this revamped AFC powerhouse, and the Jets basically flew in and gave them the dick. All right, first play, come out of the gate. All right, Sanchez, nice little pass. Things were looking good in the beginning. All right, he made a very dumb play. He made a very dumb interception. That was called stupid play, no doubt. But things got rolling.
It got ugly.
Rookie Stephen Hill took over. Reeves came in, pick. Cromartie, pick 6. Kyle Wilson was a pick. All right,
Kyle Wilson got one?
Top 3 quarterbacks all got picks. Jeremy Curley with a punt return touchdown. That would have been a punt return touchdown for the New York Jets since goddamn 2002 in Santana Moss.
Woo!
Okay? I'm extremely excited. I loved it. The only thing I didn't like was that goddamn C.J. Spiller had 169 yards.
Yeah, he killed y'all rushing.
That's the only thing I had a problem with. But fuck you, NFL Network, and fuck you, ESPN.
Yeah.
Y'all all up on the fucking Jets dick. Like
That's what I'm talking about.
Y'all some fucking haters.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I think the Jets looked extremely good. And it worked out because, they kept saying, they didn't score an offensive touchdown in the last preseason game. Mark Sanchez said, I got something for that. I know that nigga was probably boiling waiting for that first game.
Rex Ryan came out and said it at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the last practice, the pep talk, basically told him, the rest of the public see this as clowns.
The back cover of the post on last Friday
that was ugly.
Was the Jets in a clown.
In a clown car.
In a clown car.
And the Giants next to him in a shiny vehicle holding up the Lombardi.
Trophy. That was definite motivation, man. They came out firing. But again, I've always contended that if you give Mark Sanchez a chance, just give him a chance.
Yeah.
If all he has to do is when he does his 5-step drop, just give him that split second where he can see the field and he'll get it out. He'll get it out there. Mm-hmm. But if he's on his back, any quarterback, nobody can do anything.
Yeah,
and Austin Howard,
he did work.
Austin Howard,
he did work.
Was Anthony Munoz,
right tackle,
and Jason Smith. People forget
Jason Smith. He played.
Jason Smith played a bunch of snaps. He was in there too.
I didn't get to watch the Jets game, so I don't. Yeah,
I have it on DVR.
Nah, I'm sure you do. Yeah, but the Jets looked extremely well. Now, who you guys got coming up this week?
We have the Steelers at Pittsburgh.
Coming off a very disappointing loss
to Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning and those Broncos.
They just can't get the Broncos. They have and then they get to see Timmy T this week. Ugh.
I think the NFL scripted this.
It is a reality show.
Yeah. That's extremely interesting. Now Pittsburgh, they're always known for their vaunted defense, but the defense looked old last week.
Well, the one thing about their defense they didn't have James Harrison.
Or Ryan Clark.
James Harrison, to me, since they got rid of a bunch of guys, it's offseason. They're trying to get younger. But getting rid of all those guys and only having James Harrison, when he's not in the game, they really don't have that playmaker on the inside.
What you mean? They had my man Larry Foote starting last week.
Larry Foote don't got shit on James Harrison.
They have Ziggy Hood.
Get out of here, man. These guys are solid. They're solid, but none of them are playmakers. The only playmaker they had on the field on defense.
I like the term jag, just the guy.
Just the guy.
Well, Harrison has been cleared to play against the Jets, so he'll be, I don't know if he'll be James Harrison, but at least a reasonable facsimile.
Yeah, and the only reason why Ryan Clark didn't play, of course, was in Denver. The altitude, it messes with his sickle cell, so he never plays against Denver. So he should be healthy.
That sucks. That's kind of a weapon Denver should use.
I think they have. They won the last two versus Pittsburgh.
That's true.
Playoffs and opening season, nobody wants that.
Ooh. But what about the Falcons?
Yeah.
And the Lions?
Well, let's take it slow. First off, with my Falcons, we won against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, man.
Now the Chiefs came out swinging. It was going back and forth. It was going punch for punch the first half, and then the second half, the Falcons. I think they went in the locker room like, "What the fuck are we doing?" And I think a lot of it honestly had to do with the adjustment to new defense. It's different than practicing versus the game situation.
Well, I think that halftime adjustment they came out with a different tone.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally different tone.
And I mean, they keyed on what the Chiefs were doing because, again, Jamal Charles had a great rushing day. He rushed away. I think he had something like $130. Yeah. And I hate that, but I think this year our defense is going to be on a bend but don't break philosophy. You know what I mean? Well, you can score a few points, but you're not going to beat us. And that's the way I took it this first game. A lot of good signs. Our passing game looks excellent. Julio had 108 yards on 6 catches.
It just seemed like Matt Ryan at the beginning of the game.
He
took his shots with Julio.
He was on fire.
And then at the second half, it was just hit old reliable Roddy White.
Yep.
Hit old reliable the rest of the game way through. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very
because once you've baited him in with Julio, it opens up Roddy and Tony. And it was good for Tony Gonzalez. He got to go back to the place where his career started. Scored a touchdown, got the dunk. He got booed for a second, but I think overall the Chiefs fans, they love Tony Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, he'll get his jersey retired
Dad,
and everything
you
eventually.
on the sports show?
No, I was actually hungry. But you yawn when you're hungry.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I yawn when I'm hungry, but you guys were boring the shit out of me. I wasn't finished with Jet talk, but that's all right. I digress.
Well, we want to get to all the games. There were a lot of good games. I just wanted to get the Jets out of the way. But
he said he wasn't done.
But there was one great game. Jets.
Well, that's because you were.
Well, what we missed? Because Vinny was the one that rushed us out of the Jets.
Yeah, really. He was all like hot.
Listen,
for
I'm
the
just trying to get to the
okay, whatever.
Lions.
But anyway.
Yeah, we're about to start boxing. We'll be right back. No, but go ahead. Seriously.
No. I'm only joshing. I really was joshing.
So you're just happy with what the Jets did?
Oh yeah, no. I have no complaints.
Now I gotta make one thing about the Jets. We didn't get much out of Tim Tebow.
First of all, the fact that people give a shit, all right, just proves how stupid we are as a public.
Well, I mean, you have to give a shit all that publicity.
No, the Skip Bayless isn't publicity. All right?
It's bigger than Skip at this point.
Well, he's the only one who really talks about him on a daily basis.
No. They used to be like that last season, but now Tim Tebow's everywhere.
I just can't. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a.
I don't understand.
It's a phenomenon, but
it's a phenomenon.
It has nothing to do with football.
Sanity has died. Tebow's sanity did not die.
But I think that's because Tebow is a package,
and he's in New York still.
What he runs is a package.
But he was
He wasn't in New York before, I know.
I'm lost. I don't get it. I don't get this Tim Tebow shit. I don't get it.
They want that extra element. They want that wildcat.
It's the evangelical Christian.
I still don't get it, man.
It's the
I don't get a lot of things in this country.
Great white hope all rolled up into one.
But I saw a thing on First Take the other day where they were trying to really compare RG3 with Tim Tebow.
Yeah, I seen that too.
John Madden made the Twitter about
He said
right that RG3 is basically Tebow that can throw,
that can pass. That's what he was saying.
That can pass the ball.
John Madden.
But I mean, John.
Stay your old ass home.
But you know what?
Stop fueling the fire that is Tim Tebow.
I read the article and they was like, John, this is coming from a guy who's been the most successful in NFL. From the video game franchise, the Super Bowls. They said he's like Scrooge McDuck. He's senile.
Yeah,
John
he's senile. He can say whatever he wants.
Right.
Wow.
It was like, okay, John Madden.
Well, Vinny, what did I say RG3 is?
You said he's Michael Vick. Did you compare him to
Michael Vick with sense.
With sense.
Absolutely. He's Mike Vick. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. He's Mike Vick with a great head on his shoulder because he looked awesome.
Yeah, his decision making was fantastic.
Yeah. He looked awesome. The way he instructed that offense, man. He didn't lack for any confidence. He didn't look like a rookie.
We're coming from a year where we had the greatest rookie quarterback, Cam Newton, come out and dazzle.
Yeah.
Now we're in a new year where we have another guy in RG3
Yeah.
who may actually have a better season than Cam Newton. He's already showing it. And another guy in Andrew Luck who's not that far behind him.
No. It's right there. So yeah, the Redskins, they beat up on the Saints. I think that's a big storyline. What was it, 40-32?
40-32. The Saints came out very flat.
Absolutely.
Drew Brees is in a lot of trouble. He went 14 for 30.
I just don't think that the Saints have a chance in hell without all those. Your head coach, your defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It's just all these are major players
It's
in
going
your
to take them
organization.
so much to get up to every game.
Yeah. I think it's too much to ask.
Well, shout out to Drew Brees because I like Drew Brees, but yep, you have lost the South.
Well, I like them because they're a good opponent for the Falcons.
But let's not look at these Saints as somebody, it's over.
No, it's not over. But I mean, the expectations are high with the Saints every year. Every year you expect, as long as Drew Brees is on that team, you expect them to be a 10-win team at least.
But I just don't think their team has gotten better since last year. Like the off-season additions that they've gotten, they haven't really done anything. Mark Ingram is healthy. That's good.
Well, they've been trying to replace all the bounty players. That's what it was all about.
And plus, you don't have the receivers. Robert Beecham is gone.
He's gone. Yeah.
Desiree Henderson isn't there anymore. A lot of guys, they used to have that 4-receiver set. Now they have a 3-receiver set with Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, I think the Saints will be middling. I think they won't be. Of course, they won't be horrible, but I just don't think the level you expect, they won't be there this year.
Well, since we're going NFC South, I want to get to the last NFC South production, the Carolina-Tampa Bay game.
That was a big game.
I thought that was a very well-played game because I thought that there's a lot of hype behind Cam Newton, and I think people got it all came back to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People were expecting the world for Cam Newton. Cam Newton's team, he can't do it all.
I was about to say, Cam did everything he could in that game. He still threw for 300 yards, but Tampa Bay ran an excellent defense versus him to where it limited him to his options.
Well, they did the one thing that Carolina wasn't prepared for. Tampa Bay came out and totally shut down the run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing was going past the line of scrimmage. And
No D'Angelo, no Johnson.
Gerald McCoy, for all the people who want to call him a bust, he showed out.
Yeah, he did play.
All right, he is proving why he was the number 2 pick in
He
the
did
draft.
play well.
Okay.
And it's about that time for him to start paying dividends. So.
Well, I thought with Sue doing what he did, I thought Gerald McCoy was way past him.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that was a great game in the South. But I still think Carolina be good.
Tampa Bay, I'm sorry, folks. Tampa Bay won 16-10. It was a close game. There were good plays.
Freeman looked better. He looked revived.
He has a top flight receiver in Vincent Jackson.
Yeah.
That is so big.
He looked revived. I like their running back too.
Doug Martin.
Doug Martin
had a very good
It's
game.
over for LeGarrette Blount.
LeGarrette Blount got a neck injury. They say he's probably not going to play, but either or Doug Martin's getting the start.
Yeah, it's over. It's over for LeGarrette either way. He's too bad.
You think so?
Yeah, I think.
I think he's going to make a turn, like kind of how Brandon Jacobs is. Like, Brandon Jacobs is in San Fran. He's not doing much, but he's still
productive.
He's still productive.
Yeah. Well, let's keep it moving. Well, let me go back to my Falcons. Let me just finish that. We lost Brent Grimes.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Oh, that injury for Brent Grimes. I mean, that secondary, I expected more. I thought they were going to be a lot better than they were.
Well, you just got to still give us a chance. New defense.
I just thought they gave up a lot of. Like they
gave up a lot of plays. Yeah.
They couldn't tackle well at all. I didn't see great tackling.
But see, now Asante Samuel is going to have to play more aggressive. He's definitely going to have to play more aggressive. Dante Robinson's going to have to play more aggressive. Because now he goes back to the right side where Brent Grimes was, and you slide Dominique Franks down in the nickel.
It'll be interesting to see because I didn't think that the Falcons defense coming into this season was big, and I thought Brent Grimes was a huge piece of that defense.
Yeah.
Somebody's going down.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
But I think we still have enough to cover. The defense has to come along faster because I know, right? It took a second for everybody. Like you said, that first half, I think the defense didn't look comfortable. They looked like they were still.
Oh man, Jamal Charles was having his way.
Oh my God.
Dwayne Bowe didn't have a great day, but he was dominating. The secondary did not look good at all.
That second half is when the Falcons really turned on. The defense started to look alive. They started to be in front of the plays. Sean Witherspoon was making plays in the backfield.
Well, I think what the Chiefs didn't realize was that their running game, they should have kept going there. I think they left it too quickly. You have Peyton Hillis. You have Jamal Charles. You can run it down this Falcons D. That was a bad play by the Chiefs, but the Falcons jumped all over.
But I think the Chiefs wanted to keep up because the Falcons, the score started stressed. So they're like, okay, we need to pass. We need to pass the ball to keep up, like most teams do.
I think that's one thing the Falcons as a team that they can do to a lot of other teams, that they can lull them into a sense of we need to keep up with you guys. We need to throw.
Right.
And that's when the secondary takes advantage.
Right.
You know, but Brent Grimes going down.
Yeah. Yeah, we signed a little fill-in, you know, and he'll be just that.
Who y'all get? Y'all got him from the what?
His last name is Johnson. I don't remember his first name, but I've never heard of him.
Banjo.
Honestly, I've never heard of him.
Basically, Waterboy.
He's on special teams. It's all good. And we're gonna move on to my other team, the Detroit Lions. Their game was a little bit more ugly.
I was not impressed.
No, their game was ugly.
I was not impressed.
And I think for me, when I was watching the game, it seemed like Matt Stafford was pressing. He was trying too hard. He wanted these big numbers. He wanted to throw the big touchdown passes, but it was no pressure. It was no pressure on him. He wanted. You could tell he was pushing, and it was like, calm down.
Right. Just let the game come to you.
He did way more than he needed to. He did complete. He had 111 yards to Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson had a great game.
Right.
But nobody else on that offense really showed out.
And it was against the Browns.
A Pettigrew.
Yeah, it's like
the Rams.
I'm sorry, the Rams. But still,
you think they got a bad bag of weed or something?
You get to the Rams, you beat the Rams,
well, listen,
throw them 3 interceptions.
We're talking the NFL, man. In the NFL, if you play bad, somebody's going to come and kick your ass.
Yeah.
And the Rams came in there today. The Rams basically showed us a clinic on how to play better than another team and lose.
Yeah.
All right, because they should have won that game.
Yeah, they should have. Sam Bradford didn't look bad.
I thought the Rams looked way better than they did last year.
Oh, absolutely. They've made a slew of off season.
And Jeff Fisher as a head coach, he just helps that team so much.
He's perfect for that organization. But yeah, I need to see more out of my Detroit Lions. Megatron.
That secondary is trash.
That secondary. We lost more players.
That secondary is trash.
Bill Bentley, the one I've been big upping, got a concussion.
It's
Chris Houston, ankle.
It's not looking good for the Lions.
Louis Delmas didn't play.
As a team who I thought would go to the playoffs and maybe hopefully win the division, I don't even see them in the race anymore. I just think it's Bears.
Now, how did their defensive line look? Because we were saying.
The defensive line showed up. Suh had 2 sacks. Corey Williams had a sack. Fairley had a sack.
But that's not the question with the Lions. Their defensive line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Could they pick up the slack of not having a good secondary?
Well, that's what they've been doing.
Right.
But I think
you can't do it for 16 games in the season, though. It's going to show. See, that's when you know you have problems with your team, when you breathe deep twice.
We'll see. I mean, it's just like it's so many directions.
He was sucking in the air like.
Because I'm frustrated. Like, it's like, you know.
I mean, the Lions look so good.
They're right there. They're right there.
At the
but they might take it. I really see, like, this first game really might make me think that they take a step back this year.
I don't think they take a step back. It's the first game.
Well, they're not. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Not with the Bears playing the way they did. The Bears played an awesome game.
Timeout. I agree with you partially. Who did the Bears play? Who did the Bears play?
The Bears played the Indianapolis Colts.
The Bears played the Indianapolis Colts.
And they
so you telling me out of week 1 game,
but listen,
the Bears playing the Indianapolis Colts, who have completely retooled, and they have like 2 players on that defense.
But they still have Andrew Luck. They still have Reggie Wayne.
Andrew Luck is not beating the Chicago Bears. I told you that last week.
But still, I didn't think they were going to win either. But I'll say this right now. The Colts did not play that much worse than the St. Louis Rams.
Right.
They did not.
No, I agree.
They did not.
I agree that.
So
but who do the Bears play this week?
The Bears coming up, they play tonight. On Thursday night, they play the Packers. So we'll get a better sense of what the Bears
Now, if they blow the Packers out, then I'll be like, okay.
Oh, but the Lions, they didn't look good beating that team. Just kind of like with the Eagles. The Eagles are the same way. The Eagles, barely beat the Browns. 16. Another team.
4 interceptions by Michael Vick.
These powerhouse teams are very barely.
But I mean, he had the same problem as Stafford. He's pressing. There's no reason why Michael Vick should have 4 interceptions versus the
He
Browns.
just needed to watch that Sanchez tape.
See, this guy, he's not even on the show right now. He's just jumping into hate, and then he's going back and drinking Jets Kool-Aid. Till this week, you know. Yeah.
I mean, it's tough for your Lions.
The Lions would be all right.
Yeah.
Lions would be all right. I still got them right around 10 games. Still.
Yeah.
I think this first game, I hope it wasn't what's to come.
Yeah.
I really hope it was just a bad week.
Well, we'll see with the Lions. But, yeah, man, you know, I know you have other NFC North. I want to get to the other NFC North team that we haven't mentioned. The Packers 49ers. That game was everything I expected.
Absolutely.
It was a grind.
That was a great game. But San Francisco looked great.
They did what they wanted. They had their way with the Packers.
The Packers, for them to have invested so much defensively, they still don't have a pass rush.
When they lost Cullen Jenkins the year after they won the Super Bowl, I felt that was a huge.
They still don't have a pass rush.
BJ Raji has
Back up for 1 second. The Detroit Lions play at San Francisco.
Yeah, the handshake boys.
8:20.
Oh, yeah,
8:20.
Yeah,
Game.
that's gonna be a good. That'll be a good test for the Lions.
Oh yeah,
That'll be a great test for the Lions.
Both the Bears and the Lions are going to get very good tests.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's going to let us know what things are going to look like in the.
Yeah, those are basically the top 2 teams in the NFC. San Francisco and Packers. You know, to me.
I don't think the Packers, seeing how they looked against the Niners.
Yeah, I don't know if the Packers. I mean, I know they're gonna have good weeks, but
They're going to be a good team.
that defense still worries me. Their defense still worries me because I didn't see any pass rush. Like, you know, they got good cornerbacks. They got Chuck playing safety / cornerback. The back half is good, but outside of BJ Raji, who do they have?
I mean, in the interior lineman, like I said, Cullen Jenkins left. Without Cullen Jenkins, they didn't really have anybody to replace him. Clay Matthews, no doubt, he had 2 sacks. He had a very good game.
Who was the kid that drafted the other line? They drafted
Nick Perry.
Yeah,
Nick Perry from USC. That's who I was thinking.
He didn't make a big impression.
He was quiet.
He's very quiet.
That secondary, as good as it was, the year that they won the Super Bowl, they have gotten considerably worse.
Yeah, they're deficient.
But Charles Woodson isn't what he was.
Charles Woodson, Tremont Williams.
But he's not the problem.
Nick
That's why they moved
Collins.
him to safety.
Nick Collins, didn't show up.
Shields. Yeah,
these guys who, you think they would have one of the better secondary. These guys aren't showing up.
They're not showing up.
All right, and the team in the Patriots who had a terrible defense last year, they showed up and showed improvement. The Packers.
Oh my God, the Patriots! Those two draft picks, Chandler Jones. Oh my God,
As
them
much
boys.
as I hate to say it, man,
they look good.
Little chickens done it again.
Chandler Jones and Dante Hightower. Both of them looked good.
Overrated.
I can't say they're overrated when they produce it on the field.
Yeah, they're rookies.
Like when have you seen a rookie duo on the defense
They look good.
come in
It's
and
the
basically
Titans, man.
They look good.
It's
Hey,
the
let's
Titans.
stop with the
I
Titans.
mean, he's gonna be biased. He hates the Patriots.
I hate the Patriots too, but I gotta show respect when it's due. The Titans are not a terrible team.
No,
When you
their team is
stop-
built defensively.
When you stop CJ2K from getting over 5 rushing yards in a game,
Yeah.
Okay, before week 1, where did they have the Titans? As far as, what was the consensus of where the Titans?
basically the second in the AFC South.
Second in the AFC South.
People were like
Yeah.
8-8.
Then, they're a good team.
They're a solid team.
So I mean, I'm not knocking the Titans. I'm just saying is that let's temper our
The Titans go as
temporary.
CJ2K goes because they don't have a passing game. Not right now.
and they have no offensive line. Okay, what did Chris Johnson have? Like 11 yards?
4 yards.
That's why they got Locker starting now because Hasselbeck can't take that pressure.
Yeah. Locker
One
can
hit
run.
and Hasselbeck is with his wife on the View kicking.
No, that's his sister-in-law.
I'm sorry, right, sister-in-law. But
Man, there's so many games. Like I'm trying to go through them with you guys. It's just like
the Raiders and the Chargers.
Raiders, Chargers.
I watched that. That was a slugfest.
It was an interesting game because it really seemed like one of those high school games.
Mm-hmm.
It had that kind of feel where it was just like you're going at each other and it keeps flip flopping either way. You don't know who's going to.
Carson Palmer looked good though.
I will say this to the day I die. Carson Palmer is a piece of shit. He is trash.
Why is he a piece of shit?
That's his Joe Johnson.
I hate Carson Palmer more than Joe Johnson. If you can believe that, folks.
But do you hate him more than Scott hates Joe Johnson?
Yes, I think I hate him. I hate
But you don't hate him more than I hate Rex Grossman.
Oh,
Yeah. Please don't open that can.
But what the Raiders gave up for him?
Yeah, they gave up a lot.
A lot.
They gave up a
They
lot.
gave up a lot of first. They gave up a first round pick. They gave up a lot of background picks.
But think about who was available to them.
But I thought Jason Campbell has played.
No, he
better.
did. He did do well.
He played better. He has played better than
Absolutely.
Carson Palmer.
And Jason Campbell had a
Bruce
good season.
Gronkowski, for Christ's sakes, plays better than Carson Palmer. All right, you don't even have a passing game with him in the game. When Darren McFadden gets every snap and he has 13 receptions in a game.
He sure
when
did.
When does that happen?
He sure
when
did.
Does a running back
but he looked good.
He looked great.
He looked good.
But Darren McFadden can't do it by himself.
Nah.
You know, the Chargers, you played the Raiders.
Yeah.
You haven't proved anything to me.
No.
Their defense played well.
That's a good division matchup.
You know, but it's going to be really interesting to see what happens because that game was ugly. Like the most ugly game of the week to me was that Chargers-Raiders game.
Well, the kicker had 5 field goals, was it?
I mean, when you win a game on field goals,
Man.
there you go.
What about that Bengals game, man?
Oh, Bengals-Ravens. Joe Flacco indeed.
God, dog. Joe Flacco made a statement too.
So what I want to hear what you guys think about Joe Flacco because I have a certain opinion about this quarterback.
I've never had a problem with Joe Flacco. You know, when we drafted Matt Ryan for the Falcons, it was between Flacco and Matt Ryan. It was a hair thin, decision.
Yeah.
So I've never had a problem with Flacco, and for me, I'm glad to see him developing because just like any other quarterback, it's like Sanchez. He took a lot of heat last year. They're pretty much saying, like they said with other quarterbacks, it wasn't Flacco, it's the defense. He pretty much was the game manager.
Last year in the AFC Championship, Flacco played better than Tom Brady. People forget this.
He did outplay him.
He outplayed him.
He did outplay.
When you throw the ball into the man's hands at the end of a game where he can get the touchdown and he just drops it twice.
Yeah.
2 plays. Shout out to you, Lee Evans. Lee Evans and Mr. Bolden.
Evans.
He ran out the Buffalo.
Anyway, but yeah, man, he has always, I won't say have always been a premier quarterback, but he's one of those guys who might be taking that next step to me, along with the Matt Ryan.
Absolutely.
And the Jake
I
Cutler.
think Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco are their year's version of RG3 and Andrew Luck. I really do. I stand behind that.
I don't think that Joe Flacco has the upside that RG3 does. I think RG3 is.
Well, no, I'm not talking about direct comparison. Just as far as being the elite quarterbacks in their class.
Oh, yeah.
In their class. That's what I meant.
Kind of like with Stafford and Sanchez.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Every year it's like 2 or 3 quarterbacks.
Right.
Out of a class that surpass everybody.
Right. Tannehill and Ponder.
Whoa.
First of all, Tannehill this year.
Whoa. Miami Dolphins, if they did anything, they made me believe that they're going to get the #1 pick. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. I forgot one. Because Brandon Weeden. Oh, my God.
For a quarterback to come out
118 yards?
to have
I can
a
still
1
smell
point,
that performance.
Brandon Weeden had a 1.2 quarterback rating. That is the lowest in the history of I don't think any rookie quarterback has.
I thought it was a 5. I thought he got 5
No,
point something.
You know the best soundbite I heard? It was like, honestly, if the Browns would have started Colt McCoy, they probably would have won the game. I thought about that like, damn.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's a true statement because the Eagles played like shit.
Oh man, Michael Vick threw so many picks. First of all, the fact that
Both of them threw 4 picks.
the fact that as a rookie quarterback, you don't take advantage of the mistakes. I mean, you have to come in, no doubt, you have a lot of trouble. No doubt. But you're at home. You're at Brown Stadium, whatever the hell they call Brown Stadium.
Paul Brown Stadium.
All right? You have the backing of the team. The emotions are on your side.
Yeah.
And you can't take advantage?
The Eagles
and
gave that
the
game to
fact that they did not pull him proves that the Browns are just as bad as an organization as Brandon Weeden is a quarterback.
Yeah.
How do you let your rookie quarterback go out there for 4 interceptions when you have a chance to win a game
I don't think
against a very good team?
I would have started Brandon Weeden either way. Because
He didn't even prove it.
even in the preseason, that's what I'm saying. He never looked like, okay.
He never earned it.
And it's like, I understand Colt McCoy isn't exactly what you want, but he has a way better grasp for the offense than Brandon Weeden. And he's this season to the NFL.
Well, anybody with eyesight can see it as soon as they start taking snaps in training camp. Everybody was talking about Tebow, but as soon as you started seeing Sanchez and Tebow throwing it down the field, you realize like it's not even close.
Oh no.
It's like this kid
Night and day.
This kid can't hit the side of a barn. You know, he's more of a distraction. You know, and the same way where, you know, with these other teams, as soon as you see them take a snap and spin the ball, as soon as I saw RG3 throw it, I was like, holy smokes, this isn't even close.
What did you say when Tannehill threw the ball?
I fell asleep.
I thought he was. I thought I seen a good picture. You need to go play another sport, brother.
I went to sleep.
Well, Houston gave him a thorough whacking, you know, 30-10.
Yeah, Houston looked good too. I think Houston, they're gonna make a deeper playoff.
Their main guy showed out.
But Houston's lucky though. Houston has Jacksonville. Yeah. So they get to play in the AFC South.
Hey, stop it, because the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
Despite their reputation,
Do not. You better not say it.
They played a very good game.
Oh my God.
They played a very good
They played a very good game.
Blaine Gabbert had a good, solid game.
He had a
solid performance.
He had an okay game.
He had a solid performance.
What defense was he playing against?
The Minnesota Vikings defense isn't something to sneeze at. You got
The
Jared Allen.
Minnesota Vikings defense is not
So when you have Jared Allen coming at you on the corner,
that's one player.
so what?
Who else?
He's one of the best sackers.
Who's their starting linebacker?
Oh,
Exactly.
Chad Greenway.
No.
Chad Greenway.
Who's their starting cornerback?
Man, I don't know these.
Exactly. That is not a defense you fear.
But still, man, they're an NFL defense. He did well against them.
Blaine Gabbert is progressing. I will say that.
He has come leaps and bounds.
He's gotten better. No, he's gotten better.
Yeah, he was pretty bad though.
But
That's what I'm saying.
To start
That's
off
what
with,
I'm saying.
he only had to go up.
Guess I hope they still got their receipt for Rashad Jennings.
Oh God.
Jones Drew just thought he was just gonna be playing third downs. Nah, get your ass in the game.
Oh no, Jacksonville.
I'm sure he was extremely tired that game.
Jacksonville knew better than that. Speaking of running backs, man, Adrian Peterson come back of the year.
Oh my God, he looked like he didn't even get hurt.
I had no doubt that guy was gonna come back like
But
that.
I mean, just
I really
how
didn't.
fast he did.
I just, you know, he's just a physical marvel. He keeps himself in such good shape.
Yeah.
The only person I can compare him to in the fact that how he looks physically is maybe a Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Just how big and strong he is, and nothing seems to faze him.
Now, what do you think about Ponder? Ponder didn't look bad.
I mean, I put Ponder in the same field as Blaine Gabbert.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
You know what I'm saying?
Ponder,
I do too.
Gabbert, you know,
Yeah, I do too.
Tannehill.
How did Tannehill get lumped in? He ain't even got the dirt off his.
Patrick.
Nah, that's
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. He disappointed me.
I don't even want to get into him.
He disappointed me.
I don't want to.
Mario Williams disappointed me.
Ooh, we get it back to the Jets.
I think Austin Howard had something to do with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that who he was?
Well, he had Mario Williams the whole game. They started out by chipping him, you know, a little with somebody else, but then they realized they didn't need to do it, so they just put him.
Mario made you think like, damn, maybe the Texans. Maybe the Texans weren't.
I said this when they made the release because Mario Williams was hurt when the Texans made that run. Mario Williams was not a part of that Texans playoff run.
He missed
that.
Yeah.
He missed that.
Well,
who was a part of that Texans run was Jonathan Joseph, Brooks Reed, and J.J. Watt, guys like that.
J.J. Watt just made a statement, and he was like, you know, I wish him well, but we don't need it.
And let me tell our audience what happened after the game, because when questioned about his lack of production, he actually came across with one tackle in this game, no sacks.
I remember what he said.
And Mario Williams started to complain about the referee.
Don't do it.
The replacement referee.
Don't try to give a scapegoat.
That's a good little question. That's a good little tidbit.
He said that Austin Howard was holding the whole game, and that he had been, putting a hand to his face.
That's a piss poor excuse.
And
my coach didn't accept that when we were in high school.
But it brings up a question in the NFL. Like, how did these replacement refs
I thought they did a respectable job.
I think they did a good job. But I mean, when I played high school ball, I never forget, we were playing Waverly High School, one of our local high schools. They were horrible. They weren't a good team. And our quarterback, I think, got hurt. So the game ended up being closer than what it should have been. And I was playing nose, and the center I was going against was like half my size. And he was holding the shit out of me. And I'm on the sideline like frustrated, like, man. And then my coach was like, Scott, what's going on? We need some pressure. And I'm like, he holding me. And he gave me that daddy look like, he holding you? and as soon as he gave me that look, I felt bad. Like,
Like, oh, man.
Because then he looked at the field, he said, he's holding you?
That little guy.
That little guy. And he didn't say anything else.
He didn't say nothing
I went back to the
else.
game and I tore him a new one. Anytime he tried to hold me, I mean, I was batting hands down. I was pretty much fighting him. I was swinging at him
Right.
to the point where he would get timid, like, all right.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Backed up.
that's not a good excuse, bro. You're Mario Williams. You're huge. I understand that your right tackle is not a little guy, but
he's an undrafted free agent.
he's an undrafted
against
free
the number
agent.
one pick of his draft.
You're a top pick. You're standing up. You got.
That just shows you out in the NFL, man. What you do in college, what you do before it
Oh, it
does
means
not.
nothing. Yeah.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter.
It means nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. That's why when you bring up Tim Tebow, I'm like, fuck you, because what he did in college means nothing. All right.
So I contend that the big game this week, coming up in the second week of the season, is Baltimore at Philadelphia.
No doubt, that's a big game in name only, because I think the Philadelphia Eagles played like the Rams. You know,
I mean, because all the rest of them. Well, actually, Tampa Bay Giants doesn't look bad right now.
My game is the Monday night game. It's the Denver at Atlanta. I think that game's gonna be huge.
I cannot fucking wait.
I want to see how the Atlanta Falcons handle a
Well,
competent
Detroit Frisco isn't bad either.
Oh, yeah,
Detroit Frisco's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
I look for both. You know, both of my teams got big games.
Yeah, big.
Detroit Frisco,
the biggest.
It's
game.
so much tension between those two teams.
Of course, Jets Pittsburgh. I think it's gonna be a very good game. That's the only.
I think the Jets are gonna put Pittsburgh on. I'm gonna go ahead and say
I think I've seen the Pittsburgh Steelers in the years.
We finally converted you.
No, you didn't convert anybody. I'm just an analyst.
It's just like
I
they're
just
going
stay
backwards.
objective.
They're going backwards. No
Jets
doubt.
never beat my team. So.
I would like to see that. The Jets
Never beat my team. I would love for you to.
There will be no Julio.
I would love.
Revis will lock him down.
I'm gonna think I'm having a heart
You don't
attack.
do the Julio.
I'm thinking I'm having a heart attack.
You don't do the Julio.
No Julio.
You don't do the
You
Julio.
guys don't have enough.
on Revis Island.
You just don't have enough to stop taking
you
a look at
need
the top of the
Revis?
jock
Do you
strap.
put Revis on Julio?
Roddy or Julio?
I put him on Julio.
So you telling me Cromartie wants
Yes.
some of either one of those?
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
He better go watch
Yes.
his kids. He'll
Yes.
do better at that. Because he's not doing shit
How
without
about
the
this?
season.
How about this at the beginning of the game? Put Revis on Julio.
Okay, let's do it like
What are you
this.
gonna do? What
You
you
put
gonna do?
Revis on Julio.
What are you gonna
You
do?
put Roddy on
You can't run
Cromartie.
the ball.
Who you gonna put on Tony?
You gonna put on Tony Gonzalez?
Who you gonna put on Tony?
Mr. LaRon Landry.
Boy, stop.
Knock that
Tony
head
is
off
going
a couple
to
times.
pull him out his ass.
Knock
crack.
that head a couple times.
How many people have you seen check
Knock
Tony Gonzalez
that
in the past
head
10 years?
A couple of times.
But we digress.
Oh man. First of all, this man tried to put up Julio Jones against Revis. Get the fuck out of here, man.
That's not a good matchup.
No! When you have a man who single-handedly stopped Andre Johnson, Calvin Johnson, every top receiver in the NFL,
Roger.
Brandon Marshall,
Roger.
He did lock up Calvin.
Roger.
you locked up Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Every
But when he
receiver-
played against Calvin, he had help. He had help over the top, sir. Do not act like it was one-on-one.
Who, Jim Leonard?
Exactly.
Oh, that's help over the top.
Exactly.
That's help over the
Against
top.
Calvin
somebody.
Johnson?
Oh, get
Against
outta
Calvin
here,
Johnson?
man.
Man, fuck the Jets, man. Anybody who wanted. These niggas is gassed up over 1 week.
First of all, the fact that you don't realize that Revis is the best cornerback to be alive since God.
I never. Wait.
What?
I never said Revis he is the best cornerback in the league, but don't you dare go back in history because he can't even give Deion a hand job.
I don't know about that. What? I don't know about that.
I'm still waiting for Deion Sanders to tackle somebody.
Deion tackled everybody.
Deion Sanders?
Who?
It's all
running back to Deion Sanders ever put down?
No doubt. Deion
Ladies and
Sanders
gentlemen,
was a great cornerback.
Y'all give us your comments. Tell me what y'all think about the Revis Deion Sanders
Revis
debate.
versus Deion
Because
Sanders.
I don't even think it's close.
Revis versus Julio. You don't do the Julio on Revis Island.
Pray. I hope I
Do the
get to see y'all in the
on
playoffs.
Revis
I
Island.
hope I get to see y'all in the playoffs because I promise you, I'll say it for Julio. He will shit on
Better
the
tell your
rail.
defense to show up if you want to get to the playoffs.
And you know
Not
what?
stacked
And-
Sir.
That's an interesting hookup because we have a lot of answers for a lot of your weapons. Sue in the middle, we have Mango. You have Averill on the outside.
Wait a minute. Let's go back. Sue in the middle, Sue and Mango, that's a matchup?
Oh, Nick,
You
what?
don't think Mango?
Nick, that's on the matchup?
If you
Oh,
said Nick Fairley, I'd have gave it to you.
this nigga's high off life.
I'm not high on anything right now.
Niggas high off the Detroit Lions.
Ndamukong Suh is the best defensive tackle in
And
the game.
Nick Mangold is the best center.
Hold on. No.
Nick Mangold is the best center.
Stop.
The best center.
Ndamukong Suh.
I'll give him number 3.
Ndamukong Suh.
Number 3.
I'll give him 3.
Who exactly would you put ahead of Nick Mangold?
What?
Who's better?
Nick Mangold didn't get good till like last year. What?
No, wait a
What are you
minute.
talking about?
His rookie year, we led the league in rushing.
Yeah, that's what
his
you got.
rookie
Rookie year.
I'm
his
sorry,
rookie.
You know there's 4 other people on the line, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
You know that the
who is the
center-
most important person? The person who has
Left
the ball.
tackle.
The person who
Left
has
tackle
the
is the most
ball.
important person.
The person who has the ball
Brickashaw Ferguson
and starts to
is
play.
the most important
no,
person.
First of
you
all-
can't get away with that comment.
The
The person who has the ball, the quarterback does not have the ball. Who has the ball when the ball is snapped?
The center's not the most
The
important
center
person.
is the most important part.
If you don't have a good center, if
Yeah.
You can have a serviceable center.
Ask
that's
the
the-
Raiders. How
We don't,
important?
we don't got a great center. We got Tommy McClure, old ass.
he's better than any of your other linemen. He is.
And that's
Yes,
why
he
Matt
is.
Stafford keeps
He
getting a
is.
separated
Tom
shoulder.
McClure is better. Is the best
Yes,
line
he
on the
is.
Falcons.
On the Falcons, yes.
Nigga, please.
Who's better?
Claybo.
Claybo. I'll give Claybo. But he doesn't do.
Claybo hasn't given up a
He-
sack.
Clayboy can't stop for the Jets. Clayboy can't make the Jets starting.
Wait a
offensive
minute.
line.
Claybo can't make your line when you just got. You really feeling this young guy that they got to replace
Yes,
Wayne Hunter?
he beat
Over
Mario
Claybo?
Williams. He beat Mario Williams. Can Claybo beat him?
Yes.
Okay, let's see that. I gotta see that.
Claybo
Because I
has
saw
to beat-
Austin Howard do
The
it.
first thing I have a problem with is when Scott said that Ndamukong Suh was the best D tackle in the NFL.
Who's the best D tackle?
Haloti Nada.
That's flawed.
He's not a real D tackle.
Yes,
He's
he
a
is.
hybrid.
He plays the inside.
He's a
though.
hybrid.
But they play 3-4. He's still an inside. He's an inside technique.
He always plays
He's an
inside.
he's an
He
interior
always plays
lineman.
inside. Do they move him around?
Yes, on the inside.
Okay.
He's never on the
How
outside.
often do they move sub around? Never.
Because the Detroit Lions.
And that's good, 'cause
That's
Mango
terrible. because
Mango
they have a
will get a
terrible
hold of him,
defense.
and Mango-
Maybe if they move Suh
That's
around,
terrible because
can
they have
play
a terrible
better
defense. You don't need him on the line.
Maybe
you got
if-
Vandenbach.
maybe if
You got Corey
Oh, 'cause
Williams.
they did
You got Cliff
They
Averill.
did such a great job against the Rams, right?
Yes, they did.
Oh, you.
Matt Stafford threw 3 picks. It wasn't the defensive fault. What was the score in the game?
16. What was it? 17-16 or was it
No, that was
16-10.
16-10?
So the defense didn't play a good game. They gave up 10 points.
10 points to the Rams.
to the
It's
Rams.
still an NFL team.
To the Rams.
How many points did I give up to the Bills? They
Okay, we
offense
blew
ain't
him out. It
shit.
was 21 stuck in the
It
first half.
don't matter. How many points did the
It
Bills
was a
score?
21 stuck.
How many points?
They were supposed to get off the stick.
The
Why won't
Bills
you
are
answer
better
my-
than the
Why won't
Rams.
you answer my question? How many points did the Bills score?
28.
28.
On our backup defenders in the second
No,
half.
no. I'm not hearing
Put the
that
backups
shit. You
in.
scored 28
Put the
points
backups
on the
in.
Jets.
But
Period.
wait a minute. It makes sense because the Bills are better than the Rams. That the Bills should score more points than the
Bills are
Rams.
better. Let me think about it. The
Yes,
Bills
they
better.
are.
Okay,
Wait a minute. Let me think about it.
You have to think about it.
Let me
Where did
think
the
about
Rams
it.
pick? Where did the Rams pick in the draft, and where did the Bills?
It
pick?
had nothing to do with the draft. The Rams had a lot
That's
better
what
team.
the record has to do with
That was
when
last
they pick.
season. They got a new
So
coach.
isn't that who they
They
are?
got 10, 15 new players.
Who? Name one good player that the Rams have picked up.
Cortland Finnegan.
Okay. And besides that, who else? That's it?
No, who they pick up? Brockers.
Michael Brockers.
Brockers ain't a good pickup?
No!
All right.
That's it.
All right.
That's on par with the Lions picking up Chris Houston and thinking they're second.
No, that's not on par with Chris Houston. They knew what Chris Houston was when they got him from Atlanta. He was a fill-in. I don't think they expect Michael Brockers to be a fill-in.
I'm sorry, folks. You digress. You
We've digressed
Nah,
for the
it's
last
cool.
15 minutes.
We gonna get into it. I don't give a shit.
Hey, man, we got Madden 13 in the goddamn game.
Real talk sports, we in here, but
Oh, I'm out of here with Madden, man.
it's all
I'll leave
good.
you two to each other.
You know, we got some big games on the slate. Like I'm interested to see that Jets game though, because it'll reprove what they did last week.
But
Yeah or nay.
you know what? The Jets can win, can wipe the board, okay, and people still won't believe.
I don't think so. Pittsburgh
I think
is a way more formidable.
No,
opponent.
because then
Well,
after
I
that, it's Miami, and if they lose to Miami, then it's like, okay, same old
Well,
Jets.
like I
and
said-
then after Miami, it's New England, and then if they lose to New England, it's same old Jets.
that's
So,
who I got to beat.
yeah.
The
Jets got to beat
Yeah.
on New
Yeah.
England.
Jets'
Moving on.
upcoming schedule is going to be really hard.
It's
You got
brutal. The first 8
you got the
games are
Patriots,
brutal.
You got the Texans. You got the Niners. This first half of the season will really prove if the Jets are about it or not. If that's
But they will still find a reason to say, oh no, Tebow. Tebow is the answer.
He might pay dividends later down the season. He might.
Now I wanted to.
Not right. Sanchez is hot right now. I wouldn't even put Tebow in.
Well, shout out to the Jet fans, man. They actually booed.
When Tebow got put in the game.
They booed when Tebow came in the game. I believe it was in the third quarter.
Because Sanchez was on fire.
And I knew this was going to happen. Sanchez was taking him down the field. And then all of a sudden you're bringing in Tebow just for the sake of bringing him in because there wasn't any real
need for him. Yeah.
But what I do like about it, the hidden thing that I read about that a lot of people aren't taking into account is by taking Sanchez out and putting Tebow in for just one play, that's the equivalent of a timeout.
Yeah.
So basically, Sperano and Sanchez use that play, that sequence, to go over the next 5 plays, the next 2 plays, the next 5 plays. So it's actually a timeout while they're still playing. It gives Sanchez a chance to go to the sidelines. They talk over some plays, and then he shoots right back in. And to Sanchez's credit, he came in. He didn't lose a step.
Sanchez has handled this whole situation perfectly.
Oh yeah.
From the day they signed him, Tebow, I have not had any problems with the way Sanchez. He showed a lot of maturity. Mm-hmm. I can respect that, and I expect him if he can play like he's been playing. There's no reason to pull Tim Tebow off the bench.
Well, I've contended that Sanchez came out of USC. USC is nothing but competition. Yeah. Every Tuesday at USC, after the Saturday game, it was competition Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if you didn't come out and play, and you started last week, and you don't come out and play, and your backup plays better, guess who plays on Saturday?
And that's one thing you can't respect about their program. And they always have highly competitive backups.
Yeah, he didn't start for 2 years.
Yeah, they always have, because he was behind.
John
Liner, wasn't he?
Booty. What was his name? John David Booty.
John David Booty.
And Liner.
Liner,
Yeah.
I like Sanchez. So I'm trying to think of. I think I'm more excited about the Falcons Broncos on Monday night. But it's some good games. Oh, one game we didn't cover. We didn't talk about old Russell Wilson.
That's what I was about to get into, man.
We didn't talk about old Russell Wilson.
Those Seahawks, man. I think Russell Wilson, he got a welcome to the NFL. Yeah. He had a lot of hype coming in. He got a welcome to the NFL.
You got to get that.
I mean, Arizona proved that even with the problems at quarterback, they still won.
I was surprised that Kevin Cobb played as well as he did.
He's starting this week, by the way.
He needs to be.
Yeah.
He needs to be. I mean, Skelton showed himself. He got in, got hurt. Mm. They brought in Cobb, and Cobb played. He played to the situation. That's a lot of things, these backup quarterbacks. You got to be able to be big enough for the moment.
Right.
And I think that's where Cobb excelled.
Yeah, he stepped up. He stepped up. So he's going to start against the Patriots.
Good shout out to Larry Fitzgerald, because I know he needs that. I didn't see much from Malcolm Floyd.
No.
I didn't see much from him, but,
I thought that the Arizona Cardinals handled themselves well. John Skelton went down about halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
Kevin Cobb came in and did his Kevin Cobb getting this denied for this coming.
But I think him being benched was good for him.
Oh, I mean, it showed that
it made it real. Like, damn. Okay.
Well, he's gonna have a tough time. He's got to play New England. All right, he's playing New England next week. I never thought that Kevin Cobb was worth it.
No.
Just like I don't think Matt Flynn.
I'm about to say I compare him and Matt Flynn in the same situation, and Flynn is on the bench too.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is, baby. So we rolling on with this NFL, man. Y'all hit us up with your comments. Anything you heard on the show that you disagree with, you don't agree with, you like, let us know.
Man, let us know who would win between Julio and Revis, and who would win between Deion, Primetime, and Mr. Revis. Who is the better quarterback?
Oh my God, that is just amazing to me.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm not trying to shut down.
The only thing that my contention that Deion has over Revis is he returns kicks.
You don't think his coverage skills are?
His coverage skills are superb. His coverage skills were elite, but so are Revis's.
No, I'm not taking anything.
But the
away
problem
from
that I have is
Revis
Revis is a force against the run also. Deion was never a force. He was never picked.
I get that to you. I agree to you.
My whole thing with Deion Sanders is he did not face the barrage of receivers that Revis is facing in today's NFL.
Not the quality either.
Not with Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald.
I'm trying to think about who was back there.
It was Jerry Rice.
All these guys.
He was playing against
Jerry Rice.
He was playing against Chris Carter.
I mean, he did only practice up against Michael Irvin all the time. You know.
But that practice means nothing. All right, so
practice means nothing?
Practice means nothing.
We talking practice.
In the words of Allen
Iverson.
We talking practice.
Talking practice. But I think it does mean something to practice against the best player.
Well, that's why Stephen Hill did so well. He practices against Darrell Reeves.
But that's what I'm saying. That pays dividends, right?
I mean,
So it ain't just practice.
but still, man, just I can't fight. Nobody's got a freaking name for their area on the field except the steel curtain. Reeves Island,
Purple people eaters.
purple.
Never won a Super Bowl.
That's funny.
But that's what's up, though. I think we just about covered everything. We right at our peak. We right at 50.
I want to hit up one thing about MLB. I know nobody's really an MLB fan.
Absolutely.
But these races are getting real. Okay, I mean, adding this extra wild card team into the mix, the MLB has just started a melodrama of teams trying to get into the playoffs.
I just wanna put out an APB for the Pittsburgh Steelers because they decided to not show up the second half and
the Pirates.
The Pirates. I'm sorry, we're talking NFL. The Steelers.
That's all right.
The Steelers, not the Steelers, but the actual Pittsburgh Pirates, who were having a wonderful start of the season in the MLB. They look like a definite playoff team. And they've fallen off. They're only 2 games over 500
Listen,
now.
their teams have been doing this all over the place. You got the Detroit Tigers coming.
I'm about to say the Tigers keep going down.
The Tigers keep going down. They're trying to keep up with the White Sox, trying to win the division because they're probably not going to get the wild card.
So let me ask a question because I've been off on my baseball. Who's at the top of the AL?
Top of the AL is the Rangers.
Top of the NL.
And the top of the NL is the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
Now, what's surprising a lot of people, and me included, is that the Oakland A's have the second best AL record.
Moneyball.
The Oakland Athletics.
Moneyball, baby. Coming back around.
After them is the Baltimore Orioles, along with the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
2 teams who were terrible last year.
Yeah, this next month and a half is going to be huge.
And in the NL, we have the Phillies who have come from the chasms of darkness, rising again.
The chasms of darkness.
They're 500. They're in the race. They're
Yeah.
5 games out of the
Yeah.
wild card.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. You know.
Yeah, it's about everything is about to pick up. Unfortunately for baseball, it's the beginning of football season. But this is a good time to watch baseball.
Oh yeah,
This is a very good time to watch baseball.
I contend it's the best time to watch baseball during the pennant race.
But you want to go to a Braves game with me? $7.
Braves.
See
You
this
don't
guy.
like the Braves,
see this
man.
guy. For him to be such a sports enthusiast, he is so close-minded.
He doesn't like the Braves.
I understand that, but it's you can't just go for the experience.
Nobody wants to have a Braves experience.
Okay, you could get chlamydia, and do it for the experience. But do you want to?
That's extremely simple. That's exceptionally simple.
Do you really want to?
I would go to a Mets game with you, look.
Well, yeah, sure, it's the Mets.
For you, the Mets ain't shit to me.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
But
I don't care about the Mets.
but you're not an MLB guy. So
I am an MLB guy. I've been to multiple Tigers
What's
games
the
and
Tigers-
Braves
what's the
games.
Tigers record?
Here, I'll pull it up for you.
The last time. Hold on. Time out. I just set out in the beginning of this conversation that I hadn't kept up with MLB in the past week or two. I put it out there, but before then I had been. Okay.
No doubt.
My Tigers was third for the longest in their division. And they fluctuate.
And they fluctuate.
They're getting better. They have won a few games. Justin Verlander.
You piping up Justin Verlander and putting on the cover of MLB 2K.
Justin Verlander has single-handedly won some
Tigers
games.
are
for the
only one
Tigers.
game out in the AL Central. White Sox are up with 76 wins and 66 losses. Tigers are at 75 and 67. So they're right there.
75 and 67.
They still have a shot at the division.
Hey,
They're a half game
there's
out.
about 20 games left for each of these teams. These 20 games
How big?
Yeah, that's all.
Well, actually, one game out. I'm sorry, but yeah, the Orioles are up in the East. They've made an incredible comeback on the Yankees. The Yankees have just fallen apart. The Rangers, like Vinny said, is in the AL West, and the Athletics are 3 games out. They're at 82 and 60. They actually have a better record. If they were in the Central, they'd be in good shape.
Well, I'm saying they have 81 wins. And nobody thought the Athletics.
They would actually lead the Central Division if they were there. So I mean, it's going to be interesting at the end of the season. Like I said, I'll go to a Braves game. Sure, man.
Everybody.
I've gone to slums before, so I can hang.
I got to preface it. You got to understand, Lou is a diehard. He is a New Yorker, true to form. Only care about what he cares about.
I mean, it is what it is.
True New Yorker. Only cares about what. Only thing that matters is the Jets, the Mets, and the Brooklyn Nets. That's it.
Fuck Brooklyn.
Nah, the Knicks. I tried the Nets.
Oh, nah, man, he was. Oh, man.
I can't do it.
What's up?
I tried the Nets. I can't do
He
it.
was going to be like, oh, fuck the Knicks. I'm going to the Nets.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Lin happened.
He's a traitor.
Then Jeremy Lin happened.
Then he wants to come
I tried.
Back to the Knicks.
It's all good. Louis what he is. You know, it's cool. But we got a lot of big games, a lot going on. Like I said, we're at 56 minutes, so we're going to try to tie this thing down and wrap it up. Because, you know, once we go past the hour, it gets a little bit murky. But, yeah, a big game tonight. Like you said, the Bears are playing tonight.
Bears-Packers.
Bears-Packers tonight.
The
Classic matchup.
Oldest matchup in the NFL.
Classic matchup. I hope that the Packers defense shows me more. Even if they don't win the game, for them to be such a prominent team, I expect more out of their defense.
You don't think B.J. Raji's going to do the double check? The discount double check?
They got to worry about Forte running down his back.
Man, don't forget Michael Bush.
And Michael Bush, yep. Absolutely.
So who you guys have tonight with the win? Man? I got the Bears winning 30-35.
The question is, did you play Cutler or did you play Romo this
I
week?
played Romo against Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, absolutely. But you said you got the Bears. What's the
I got
score?
the Bears winning 35-28.
You don't have Cutler against that Packers defense?
I just think that game is.
Woo! What if he throws for 4 touchdowns?
I mean, it is what it is.
He'll be beside himself.
I see an ugly score. Something like, I got the Bears. I got it like 19-10. Something ugly. They ran like a safety mixed in there with a touchdown and a missed field goal. You know.
I think Forte's gonna go off.
Forte's
gonna go off, and Cutler's gonna like.
What's your score prediction?
I'd say, I'd give the Bears 24.
24.
And I'd say 24 to like 16, something like
It's
that.
amazing how everybody has lost faith in the Packers in 1 week.
I mean,
No,
no,
1 week is killer, man.
1 week.
And then if they win this week, they'll be like Super Bowl
Next
contenders
week,
again.
like Packers gonna score.
Packers gotta score 50.
Listen. I just feel that no matter what the Packers do, they'll always be able to score. But now you have a Bears offense that can score just as much as they can.
But they need help with the running game. The Packers, they do need to incorporate that because I think the year they won the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, they've done it for so long, they've forgotten.
That's what I mean. The year they won the Super Bowl, they didn't have to run it off because Aaron Rodgers was throwing the fucking lights out. But I think now teams, and they have more tape. They can prepare for Aaron
And
Rodgers.
secondaries have gotten extremely better.
Absolutely.
Exceptionally.
People gear their secondaries is almost the first thing on defense they work on.
Because nowadays you have people in the nickel packages and dime packages 50% more
So
time.
then what chance do the Lions and the Falcons have against a team like
Hold
that?
on, don't put the Falcons in there. Our defense is still good.
With their secondary.
Defense still good?
So you telling me our defense is trash now just because
I didn't
Ben
say your
Grimes
defense
is gone?
is trash. When you say good,
You can't even compare.
when you say good,
It's not better.
You can't
when you
even
say
compare.
good, I think top 10 in the NFL, in the top third of the NFL. When you say good,
Okay, you cannot compare the Falcons defense to the Lions defense. The Lions overwhelmingly have the edge on defensive line. That's it. They don't have the edge on linebacker or secondary. So I don't
my
know.
whole thing with the linebacker core is it's not a blowout. It's not a blowout in talent from the Falcons to the.
I love Sean Witherspoon and Stephen Nicholas.
I love Sean.
The only problem I have.
Stephen Nicholas, I'm kind of iffy about. But
He was
Sean
a leading
Witherspoon
tackler last week.
I mean, he did very well, but
He had 11 tackles.
But just because you get 11 tackles doesn't mean you played a great game. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if Roman Harper comes off the field with 9 tackles against the Washington Redskins,
That's still 9 tackles.
Yeah, but does that mean that you won the game and you played well on defense? No, it just means that you tackled them a bunch of times.
Well, you'd like to think that a linebacker would be getting a lot of tackles in and
My whole
around
thing
the
is
line of scrimmage.
Tackles for loss.
Right.
You know, those numbers.
Right.
Tackles for loss.
And you
sacks.
two are just gonna hate on my teams anyway. So it's cool.
Oh,
It's cool. It doesn't. I have thick skin. I'm from the crib. It's cool.
I'm just speaking real, man. I'm just speaking real.
No, I know. I'm just talking shit. But it's all good. It's all good.
No, he's not. He's half serious.
No, I'm not. I hope that our secondary plays better against Peyton Manning because he's going to throw that bitch.
Oh yeah.
So it's a good statement for the Falcons.
And I hope that Halle Berry shows up in my bedroom tonight.
I want to see what happens with that game. Maybe.
I hope Tim Tebow stops.
Oh man, I'm done.
Well, now you're just now you're just being hurtful.
See, it's okay when he does it. And when I throw it back, it's like,
Now you're just being hurtful, God. So much tension.
We getting out of here, man.
But Tim Tebow's like a curse word.
It's Real Talk Sports. We had 59 minutes and 30
It's like
seconds.
it's like Jamal Anderson.
Oh.
I'm Scott Baker. I'm signing off.
Vinny Fernandez in the building. Watch Jets Patriots. Watch Jets Patriots.
Sean Green gonna make the Pro Bowl.
Dalu! Jets.